Hello and welcome to the Omnex webinar, EwQIMS, QHSE platform, all-in-one enterprise digitalization using software solution. Webinar is being conducted by Andre Somalio. Andre,
Hello.
consultant with a broad range of experience working with automotive, aerospace, high-tech medical devices, and electronics customers involved in design and development of software, hardware, and mechanical systems and components for many industries. During this webinar, if you have any questions for Andre, please enter them in the Q&A box, and he will get them to the best of his ability at the end of the webinar. If there are many questions, we may not address all the questions during the webinar, but someone from Omnex will reach out to you after the webinar to answer your questions. All right, Andre, you can share your screen and start the webinar.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank to all of the attendees for today's session. It is a pleasure for me to demonstrate you our all-in-one, we call it, platform for the QHSE, powered by our software solution EwQIMS, which is Enterprise Worldwide Quality Integrated Management System. So I would like to start by sharing my screen. I'll make it bigger. So, all right. So for today, we planned to briefly go with on what is the QHSE. Then we do a live demo of the QHSE functionalities, the concept of the modular QHSE platform. And I'd like to explain this a little bit more in the near future, because that's a very interesting point. Landing pages, dashboards, and BI reports, business intelligence reports, would be part of our agenda as well. Favorites and features and benefits of QHSE platform, like audits, documents, concerns using just one tool. The integrated modules, part of the QHSE platform, again, would be part of the agenda. Also, in an era of digitalization, we definitely speak about mobile apps. And last but not least, I'd also like to touch base on, okay, we will invest in a software solution, but what would be the return of investment? And then definitely we have a Q&A session, and I'll do my best to answer to all of the questions. So with that being said, I'd like to start by doing a quick introduction of myself, and you'll understand why I start with this first slide. So part of my experience, first of all, I'm the director of the global training and implementations for Omnex Systems. And part of my background is quality management as well as operations for multiple companies, where I've been heavily involved in quality management systems, in health and safety as well. And now I'm combining my experience from the field with the usage of our software solution. Okay. So let me just take this for 1 second, make it smaller for a better visibility. Sorry, 1 second. I'd like to do a quick introduction of Omnex Systems before we start deep into the details. So we've been founded in Ann Arbor, Michigan, USA. We operate worldwide through our regional headquarters offices. And by the way, I am based in our headquarters in Berlin, Germany. We also have offices in Chennai, India, Shanghai, China, and we have more than 16 worldwide offices. I'm proud also to mention the fact that we train more than 500,000 individuals in our methodologies. So we don't do just software solution. We are actively providing multiple services across 7 levers. In terms of professional experience, speaking about Omnex System and Omnex overall, we have more than 35 years professional experience and strategic operations consulting as well. So Omnex works majorly with automotive, aerospace, engineering, semiconductor, high-tech, and medical devices industries as well. And globally, we are more than 700 people as well, spread into 30 countries. In terms of standards, because as I mentioned to you, we don't only do software solution, right? We are heavily involved also in authoring standards and also writing manuals as well. Again, I'm proud to say the fact that we authored multiple standards and also been part of writing manuals for example, AIG VDA, FMEA, SPC MSA, error proofing as well. We served on committees that wrote worldwide standards. So when we speak about what is the overall experience of our organization, it is a compact experience in multiple fields. And now, going with the era of digitalization, we are having the best software solution for for multiple activities incorporated in multiple platforms. As I mentioned to you, we are spread over 30 countries worldwide. We have 24/7 support for our customers, and we've got more than 35,000 customers and active users, more than 225,000. Okay. Our 6 target markets: automotive, aerospace, semiconductor, medical devices, EV/AV, and general manufacturing as well. So we act on all fields. All right. In terms of Omnex services, as I mentioned to you, we don't only act on software, but today's session would be about software solution using one platform. We act on gap analysis diagnostic, one area, let's say, training and personal certification, another big area, implementation and coaching, another big area, engineering design, assessments and audits, and product certification, along with our EwQIMS platform. I'll skip the 7 levers. In terms of worldwide customers, just to mention few, we can mention Valeo, we can mention Forvia, we can mention Flex, Skoda, Lucid, Geely, Magna, Tata, many customers. And why Omnex? Well, our enterprise solution platform will provide you the ability to manage your new product launches for you and the supply chain, the integrated platform to manage multiple projects as well. We have a document management, proven solution used by global brands as well. And next, I'd like to drill a little bit at the surface of our software solution. So what it is made the software solution of, specifically for QHSE. Well, we have 14 modules altogether into the platform. APQP PPAP manager, risk management, health and safety, risk evaluation, risk mitigation. That would be the part of our health, safety, and environment that goes under APQP PPAP manager. So we can plan mitigating risks. Requirement flow down functional safety, part of the EwQIMS, not heavily involved into health and safety by the name of it, let's say. Aqua Pro is another module which manages your APQP and process and design FMEAs as well. Problem Solver and Inspection Control, 2 other different modules as well. Problem Solver is the module that would offer you the ability to manage your concerns, whether we speak about customer concerns, health and safety concerns, accidents, incidents, supplier concerns, internal concerns, anything that's related to any type of concern can be dealt with Problem Solver using the app of our module. Okay. We will develop a bit more on Problem Solver and also other areas as well, just when we go along. When we speak about MSA, it is another module that we have, not a topic to discuss today. Audit Pro, part of the QHSE platform, purely because the Audit Pro module gives you the ability, or gives the organizations the ability to plan all types of audits, because inside of the software we have incorporated all types of audit standards, whether we speak about ISO 14001, IATF 6949, 9001, 45001, all sorts of audit standards. And this again would be part of our demo today as well. TPM Pro, yes, it is part of your QHSE, let's say, part of your operations, right? Total productive maintenance. HR Pro manages your employee training and competencies as well. BOSS is the continuous improvement program that exists into our software solution, which gives you the ability to have the overview of your context of organization, dashboards, reports, management review as well. Along with all of these modules, we have change management, warranty management, and integrated management system, which is part of the Document Pro. Document Pro is managing quality, environmental, and health and safety related activities. Okay, so in total we have 14 modules. Excuse me. Just to name few important features, but we have plenty of them, of our software solution. It is an enterprise-wide web-based system, first of all. So you only need to have the URL, your password and username, and you can use the software. As long as well, we have the option of single sign-on, but I'm going to touch base later on that. The software solution can manage multiple sites. So if you have 30, 40, 50 sites, in fact, we have a customer having almost 400 sites globally, which we support. So we support multiple sites. We support for multi-language, more than 10 languages. And just to name a few, English, Chinese, Spanish, German, French, Polish, Italian, the list goes on. We have as well integrated email notifications. So you don't have to knock at the doors and say, have you done this activity for this? I'll give you an example for an audit. Have you done the action plan? Is it complete? Is it effective? You don't have to do that because the software will do this for you. That's where the time it is significantly reduced for your team members and allows them to do probably more important stuff inside of your organization. Our software solution, again, a very important feature is the fact that we can integrate our software solution with legacy and ERP systems. The software itself, it is a role-based security. So for example, the quality technician will have a different view on dashboards and reports and less rights to access different documents compared with the quality engineer or quality manager. So that's the role-based security. I'll show this to you as well. Mobility and cross-browser support. Obviously, when we speak about a software solution, the first question is, do you have apps? Of course we have, and I'm going to present a few of the apps to yourself today. In terms of compliance, we are compliant to IATF 6949, FDA, ISO 45001, 1345, the list goes on and on and on. Okay. I always like to just spend 30 seconds for this specific slide. We are a company of thought leaders, members and writers of standards. So you see, we don't only do software, but we don't have the expertise behind, hands-on the shop floor on organizations. We have members and writers of the standards of FMEA, SPC, MSA, ISO TS, IATF 6949, semiconductor supplement. We are having colleagues, members of the new SAE FMEA J1739. And you see how many standards here, 9001, 14001, and many others. But why don't I spend now a bit more time drilling even further inside of the software? So we have one suite with multiple platforms, and we have NPD, new product development, EVAV, supplier management platform, but we also have integrated management systems or QHSE platform. You'll see that. Now, when we speak about quality, health and safety and environment, we are incorporating all chapters of the standards, right? And just to name a few, we have training and competency, part of our QHSE platform, which is chapter 6. Integrated management system, chapter 4, 5, 6, 7. Chapter 9 for audit management. And we have gauges calibration and MSA management, chapter 7. Corrective actions, again, chapter 7. Continual improvement, chapter 10. Total productive maintenance, chapter 8. So we are defining, let's say, or we are paving the road using the software according to the standards and each organization's activities. Okay. So what is the QHSE platform powered by Omnex Systems? The modular platform which incorporates all QHSE related activities. Ultimately helps organizations to standardize and implement best practices across departments and sites. As functionalities, document management, integrated management system for your all QHSE documents, auditing, all of the standards, organization training and competency, as well for quality, health and safety and environment, new product development, planning of these actions and acting on your risks identified. We have another module, objective setting, risk management and continuous improvement, another module for that, management review, supplier management as well. All right. Now I would like to dive into the software solution and explain you a little bit how does it look. First of all, you can get a feel and look of the software, what it is capable of doing, what can be shown when you access different pages, and how user-friendly it is, the software solution. So please allow me to stop sharing for one moment, and then I'm going to get back into the software solution. Okay, just to log in, and then that would be it. So again, I would like to share with you my screen. I'll do it just now. All right. So just when we log in, we have, that's why I mentioned to you, we have all in one. In one page and one platform, you'll have all the necessities, meaning to say, you need to access different modules. Well, there you go. There you have them on the left-hand side. For all of the users, it would be easier for them to navigate when they have everything in one place available, just selecting from one page. So you can see we've got Document Pro, Aqua Pro, BOSS, TPM, MSA, Change Management, Audits, Problem Solver as well. And you can see here the platform. As I mentioned to you, we have also different platforms, but I'm not going to develop too much on EVAV, supplier management, performance management platform as well. It's just going to be IMS, right? Or QHSE platform. So I'll select back the integrated management system. Now, part of your landing page, meaning to say part of each organization's landing page, we will have all this information, dashboards and reports, bespoke done for each user, meaning to say from a list of widgets, which I would like to just get a feel on them. You can see I can go create a new landing page, call this demo, and then click on save. So when I'm going to create on the demo, I'll have all of the widgets that I have available so I can customize my landing page. That's available for each user. So on the main landing page, it's everything about visual management. What do I have as documents. So in order for you to not go and search inside of the software, for example, I'm defining now a widget for the documents. I'd like to have like a shortcut for my documents. Well, what I can do, simply expand this widget, and then I'll have access to all of my documents, including my IMS, QMS, all of the documents, procedures, forms, and policies as well. On top of that, I will have the ability to add widgets, as you can see here. Currently, I'll not have any widget available. Yes, I don't have, but I can add widgets. I can remove widgets, and I also can drag and drop. So I can move this from here all the way down to this place. So I'll move now my corrective actions. And the corrective actions, I've got initial problem solving. As well, I can go into new concerns. I'd like to see which are the new concerns. So let's imagine we have got today 4 concerns, whether we speak about a near miss for your health and safety, whether we speak about a non-conformity inside of your line, manufacturing line, then you'll have them handy here. The software, by the way, sends automatic notifications, and you'll have that notification bell here, meaning to say that if somebody allocated or created a new concern or a new audit for the user, in my case, it is Anthony John now. Anthony John will receive first 1 email. Second, this notification bell will be showing 1, 2, or 3, just like you have on your phone, on your WhatsApp, for example. And that concern, for example, would be automatically displayed here. Okay, so this dashboards and reports gives me the option of drilling down into my data and having a clear visual management based on my data, dashboards and reports. Okay, as I mentioned to you, I can add, delete, and so on and so forth. So this is an example, let's say, but you can, as I mentioned to you, customize that, and you want to have only one dashboard for documents. So you will have the QMS procedure, the environmental health and safety as well, all of them displayed just on your landing page. You don't have to do anything at all. Okay. Now, the beauty of having these dashboards is the fact that from the dashboard itself, you can go into a process map, and the process map as well gives you the ability to select which part of the process you'd like to access, right? Because inside of the software, we have that ability. So for example, if I'm going to go in documents now, which I'm going to do next, I selected my documents module, and then I will go to my QMS, for example, go to the quality manual, and go all the way down to a process map, this one, for example. You can see that I've got the value chain processes, support processes as well, and QMS. So I can also have hyperlinks to different processes from my process map. For example, this one has a hyperlink. So when I'm going to click on it, it's going to send me to another document which has been identified as planning here, for example. So all sorts of features from the dashboard all the way down into the modules are available from the main landing page. And which are the key features of these landing pages having dashboards and reports? Well, first of all, visual management across your entire organization with our BI dashboards and reports feature. More than 80% from what you saw into the software. Let me just get back into the main landing page. It is customizable, as I mentioned to you, with removing and adding new widgets. We have the users, the organizations, have the ability for each user to personalize their own dashboard visualization. The software provides to each user unlimited number of landing pages. As I showed to you, we can create a new landing page simply going by this here, by plus, or I'd like to remove this landing page, which I'm going to do now. It has been removed from there. So user can have access to multidisciplinary information as well. Depending on the organization, which, by the way, our implementation team works closely with your team during the implementation of any module that you'd be interested in, to set up the entire system based on your needs. So based on the rights that you plan to allocate to different team members, let's say quality engineer, then that specific quality engineer or a group of quality engineers, because we also use positions, and under positions we can have multiple users, they will have access, for example, to audits, to document revisions, to concerns, to risk management, to training plans. So one user can have access to a lot of information. Everything depends on what rights the organization plans to allocate to this specific user or a group of users. And one other important thing is, for example, let me just pick another landing page. You don't have to do PowerPoints anymore with your data. Now, in the current days, what do we do if we don't have a software solution like us? What do we have to do? We have to take a screenshot of this, place it into a PowerPoint, then use that PowerPoint. From now on, you don't have to do that. Why? Purely because I can expand this dashboard, for example, change from the viewing to edit to editing, go to visualizations. Then I'm going to have the ability to add an annotation theme. By the end of the month, please prepare an action plan for all overdue projects. Then I will be able to expand this, move it here, for example. And then what I can do, I export this directly into a PowerPoint. The software is going to ask me, do you want to export all of the pages or just one, the active one? I'm just going to say just the active one. Once I click on OK, the software automatically downloads my PowerPoint slide with the annotation inside as well. Sorry, bigger. As you can see, the annotation is there, and the information from the dashboard itself, it is placed into a PowerPoint. Details, but which, if you put them all together, will help considerably saving time of the users. Okay, so you don't have to you'll have to forget about doing PowerPoints manually as well. Along with dashboards and reports, definitely, as I mentioned to you, we also have apps, which I'm going to touch base in a second. Now, part of the integrated management system, which is QHSE platform, I'd like to start now deeper into the demo and say to you, right, one of our big activities is auditing, part of the QHSE, right? We have to do health and safety audits. We have to do health and safety ad hoc or flash audits. We have to do maybe system audits, not maybe for sure, maybe product audits, depending on customer requirements or internal policies, process audits as well. So all sorts of audits. How would this happen? First of all, we'll do the setup. What do we have to do into the setup? Well, if you currently have different checklists, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You'd say, dear Omnex team, I'd like this checklist to be imported into your software. Can you do that? Obviously, we can. We just use this function, import checklist, and we can define the checklist. Then you can add a checkpoint directly here if you want. As well, you say, I have the standard ISO 9001, 14001, 45001, You see how many audits? You're not limited, first of all, but you'll have all of the standards with the clauses directly placed here. Okay. So once we have done this, we have the setup done, and we can carry on with our next steps, which, by the way, I'm sure all of you know, the first step would be to schedule an audit. Then, once you have scheduled the audit, to perform the audit. And then once you perform the audit, obviously we look for conformance, but if non-conformance is identified or some opportunity for improvement, it is identified, then in that case, the auditee would have to respond with an action plan to the auditor. So I'll take, for example, how do we schedule an audit using our software solution? I can go by LPA, for example, or I can go by system audits. So you can see that if I'm going to create a new audit schedule now, because I'm into the audit schedule option, I have the ability to say, right, okay, from what date to date, what's the audit schedule name? What kind of audit template do I use? And if they are the actual ones. Once I do this, I'll have the audit schedule. Okay. I'll get back here. And you can define based on what standard as well. Okay. And also, that's why it is an integrated auditing system, because you can have system, process, product, CQI, for example, health and safety audits based on audits, audit standards. So, for example, if I'm going to go now with the LPA schedule, you will see that I have the option to create an audit schedule for which site I want. In my case, now I've got multiple sites. I can choose the layers, for example. I can choose the time periods and so on and so forth, and then create a schedule or an ad hoc audit. Let's imagine you have your, I don't know, vice president or the CEO wants to do a health and safety audit. Well, he can directly say to the quality engineer or quality manager, I'd like to do an ad hoc or flash audit. So please plan that. That's going to happen in 15 seconds to plan it, and then have the vice president or CEO conducting the health and safety audit. So once we have the audit schedule, for example, let me just get back here to the audit schedule. I'll choose the IQA, for example. You can see that once you have the audit schedule, you would see that I've got the auditee. In my case, it's corporate headquarters. I've got the audit standards. So based on what standards all this audit schedule would be conducted for, what kind of audit, and who's going to be the lead auditor, and on which period of time. Okay. So I now scheduled the audit. There, when we schedule the audit, automatically you can define as the audit schedule itself as confirmed by both parties, auditor and auditee, or they'll have to confirm their availability. So for example, I just choose, this is an action, and you can see that I have got here auditor availability confirmation for this audit. So the scheduler is asking, are you available for this audit? Okay, but for what date? Okay, so let me just go to the hyperlink and see all of my audit details when the scheduler expects me to get available for this audit. So start date is going to be 9th of the 6th, end date is going to be 9th of the 7th, right? Or 6th on the 6th of the 9th and 7th of the 9th is complete. Then simply click on confirm, or if not confirm, I'll click on this. Now the scheduler will receive an email saying Anthony didn't accept it, doesn't have availability for that day. So you don't again have to run around and ask, are you available? Can you do it? You cannot do it. The software does that for you. Now we have the schedule. Next, what we have to do is we have to perform the audit. So simply click on performing the audit. We can choose which audit I'd like to perform now. Again, these audits are allocated to my user, which is Anthony John. So if I'm going to select the first one, I'll be able to go and conduct the audit, just like we do it in a regular way. I can add agenda directly here, because that's very important when we speak about health and safety and system audits, for example. Then, because we imported already the checklists, whether we speak about health and safety, environment, or a process audit, will have a checklist. And as you can see here, I've got a checklist for 14,001, 45,001, and 9,001. You can see it is a combined audit form. So what me as an auditor I'll have to do, or Anthony would have to do, go through all of these points and relate to them. Is the environmental management system available? Yes, it is. Or is not in my case. Or it is, but it's not fully updated. So you can see that I can click here and I can see the NC or OFI. So how does it react, the software, when I'm going to say planning actions to achieve environmental objectives? It's not available. When I'm going to click on no, the software will automatically push me to raise a non-conformity. And then is it a minor or a major? Now comes the interesting and very nice part. You're not limited to one format of asking the ODT to respond. So for example, for, I don't know, a box which is not on the defined place, that's not a critical issue, right? Because it doesn't have a critical or a severe impact. So you'll just say, I'm going to use a simple corrective action report. But for example, if we have a near miss, then we say, I'd like, that was very, very close to have an accident. So I would have to select the AD report. Part of the AD, I'm sure you know, we have the 5Y, the 5W to A to H. We have the is not as well. And then I'm going to select who's going to be the ODT or the responsible person. And if I don't want to have, for example, Brad probably is the production technician, I can choose from my user database the department manager, for example, and so on. Okay. And then what I have to do, I would like to save it, for example, and then once I save, I didn't save it now on purpose. I'll have the ability to export the document to PDF, or I'm going to submit all of these findings to the ODT. That would be how the auditor performs the audit. Next, the ODT might be a different person or might be the same in my case. The ODT goes to corrective actions. Obviously, when the auditor submits the findings and the action plan request, the ODT will receive an email as well, a notification, and he or she will have the ability to go and perform or provide the action plan to the auditor. Just like I choose now this one, for example, or best, I'll stop sharing for a second to log in as a different ODT to not confuse any one second. Yeah, I'll share with you back my screen. So I raised a nonconformity for Brad Smith. You can see now it is Brad Smith here. Then I'll select the audits and then auditee and corrective actions. So I have the ability now to select my 2387. And once I'm going to go to my corrective action plan, I'll select the corrective action plan because it's been requested an AD report, not a corrective action report. The auditee, which in my case is Brad Smith, has to populate all of these fields. This is again based on how did you do the setup. If you want to be more flexible, we can do that from the setup, not a problem. But he or she, in my case, Brad Smith, has the ability to go and perform his 5 I's from the same page, or 5W2H, or is not, or fishbone, right, with a 7M. And then once this report has been populated, right, submit the report with the actions, proposed action plan to the auditor. The auditor then assess and comes back with a feedback. Yes, I agree, or I don't agree with your action plan. And for all of this activity, we also have an app, just so you know. 1 second. So having the app, share with you back my screen. So having the app will give you the ability to perform the audit using the app even without having connection to network. How does it do that? You can use your phone, tablet, any portable device. You conduct the audit. You have all the information attached to this form. And then what you have to do, you'll have to simply sync all this information once you have access to network with your database. And then everything would be synced. By the way, using the app as well, you can 1 second. Using the app as well, you can use voice recognition. So you can ask, just like you ask Siri, for example, which are my audits for today? Do I have any audit overdue? Latest action plan? So I truly believe that's a really good option. Just because of the time, I'm gonna continue now with another part of the QHSE platform, which is Problem Solver. Problem Solver gives the users the ability to respond, but also create new concerns. Whether we speak about a near miss, whether we speak about an incident, whether we speak about customer concern, all of them can be treated with a digitalized version of the activity from our software solution called Problem Solver. So when I'm going to click on the Problem Solver, what I can do, I can create a new concern. I can evaluate concerns only. So we saw how do we perform an audit and we identify a non-conformity and how do we raise some action plans. Now it is on the spot. I saw something, so I'd like to create a new concern. You can do it directly from here. And when I'm going to click on add, I have the ability to go and select my environmental, health and safety, quality as well. Once I'm going to select health and safety, I've got a subcategory as well, like internal contractor, problem classification. I don't have any data here, but you will have data, like how do you classify your problem? Is it like a near miss, incident, accident, concern title, date, today, for example, what's the name, contact number? So information about person involved in the incident. Then you can attach, yes, it was a witness there, and also add images. Then you can directly submit this concern to the required responsible. Okay. From this module, you can initiate the problem solving as I did there on the new concerns. I can evaluate the concern, just like I can go here, for example, and evaluate the concern, go through it, and then I can reject or accept the concern if it's a customer concern, for example. I will have an action list as well. So if I will receive some actions, again, you can see I've got my defined actions. So you're not gonna run around and say, okay, I forgot about this action, or where do I register my actions? All of them are by default done by the software. Okay. And once you have conducted these activities, let's say, then you say, right, okay, I've got all of these reports. Where do I store them? And they are, by the way, a combination of health, safety, environment, and quality. Can I place them in one area? And as I mentioned to you at the beginning, yes, we have another module for document management, which is called documents. So under documents, as explained earlier, you will have the ability to create folders like you currently do it. The difference is in one place, you'll have all of the documents, all of the folders standardized, and you can apply different approval routes as well. For example, I can go and apply different routes of approval, just like I have here. And also then I can provide access to specific groups or even team members. For example, HR documents, not everybody is allowed to visualize them, right? Then they can be stored and provided access differently. So let me explain a little bit about the planning for new programs, for example. When we develop a new program, we all know that we have to also identify risks. We also have to identify bottlenecks, critical paths, and so on and so forth. And during planning, we can use this APQP PPAP manager to, let me just stop sharing for a second. We can use the APQP PPAP manager to manage your risk evaluation and also mitigate them, put some action plans in place to mitigate them. So I will now log out and log back in for a second, and I'll share with you back the screen. All right, 1 second, it's done. Which is called project management. Okay, the APQP PPAP manager, we have it as a project management, sorry. In the project management, we can create projects or programs as well. And during the new product or new program development, as I mentioned to you, we have to assess what is the risk that can happen, and how do I add action plans to mitigate the risks. Okay, so I will choose, for example, this project. I will have all of the deliverables, whether I'm speaking about building a new project or just defining a plan to mitigate risks. That would happen into by using the APQP PPAP manager for the project management. And you can see here you've got so many options to identify and show critical path. You can then share all this information with the entire team by publishing, and as well you can have meetings using the software solution. You don't have to use any other solution, let's say, to have everything in one place. Okay. I'd like to now come back for a few moments into the PowerPoint presentation and elaborate a bit more. So on the project planning, critical risk path management can be defined. Online project reviews as well, as I mentioned to you. Meetings manager, change view of Gantt chart as well, that can be changed. Establishing project baselines and baseline changes as well. Compare baseline with actual project status. When it comes to the project itself, we will define the project concept and initiation, whether we speak about, okay, we want a new product which has health and safety heavily involved into it, or safety and security. We will define like a project charter, right? Then we will identify the project deliverables as well with the environmental and health and safety risk management, as well with the project communication reminders and escalations. Then we go into the execution and control, and then at the end, project closure with sign-offs and risk mitigation action plans implemented. For the planning as well, we also have an app. As I mentioned to you, for Audit Pro, there is an app. For Problem Solver, there is an app. For APQP planning, there is an app as well. So you can view and manage all quality, health and safety and environment programs and projects, actions anywhere, anytime. You can check for periodically update percentages of your projects, and also you can attach work products as part of your product completion. Okay. As project checklist, we can visualize when a concern is in progress phase. User can assign resource and track the project itself using the software solution. Also can identify if the project goes by the plan, budgeted days versus actual days, or resources that you allocated for that project. And last but not least, part of the QHSE, we also have the interested parties as well, and supplier quality management, which is again very important, purely because you'll have also inputs from your suppliers as well, right, into your organization. So for the supplier management, we also have dashboards. For all of the modules, we will have dashboards, and you can see we've got the supplier details, the dashboard. Also, you can conduct health and safety audits to your suppliers to have a better control, let's say, of the suppliers themselves. Then again, for supplier management mobility, we can conduct QHSE supplier audits on the go. We can write non-conformances referring to any standard and conduct audits offline when no networks are available. So you can see that under one platform, there are multiple activities that can be done using only one page. I'm also cautious about the time. We only have about 7 minutes. But the last, let's say, module, which is part of the QHSE platform, obviously is training management and objectives deployment from corporate employees. And we all know that each organization should have trained, skilled, and competent employees, whether we speak about quality as, I don't know, PPAPs, whether we speak about health and safety as health and safety engineers, or I don't know, first aid, you have to have them all in one area, let's say, right? To have a better traceability on who's trained, who's competent, and who needs more training. And you can see that I've got here into the software directly, you'll have the organization chart, which you can define based on your needs as well. And you will have like a job requirement master list inside of the software as well, by skill, education, training, experience, certification as well. And easy access to each employee, skills and competencies. Again, that is under the QHSE platform itself. And I hope now you have a better understanding of the platform itself. Last but not least, I'm cautious about the time as well. I'd like to explain, we invest in a software solution, but what's going to be the return of investment for the QHSE, let's say, for example? The customer return of investment for the QHSE platform, it's between 50 to 66% for cost savings in integrated document management, audits and risk, cost savings in eliminating silo software, maintenance savings of QHSE management, and QHSE implementation as well, and cost savings in defect resolution and reoccurrence. That would be, for you, an overall perspective. Let's say, I'm going to use the software. What's going to be my return of investment for that specific software? And last slide, which I'd like to present, is which are the QHSE related trainings available. We have the IETF 6949, internal lead auditor training, 14,001 2015, 55,001, 1345, ISO 9001, 45,001, AS 900, 9100D, 50,001 for the energy management systems, integrated management systems, lead auditor, also internal auditor for ISO 9001, or IETF 6949 and ISO 14001, 37,001, and last is going to be ISO IAC 17,025. And with that, I'd stop sharing for the remaining 3 minutes to go through the questions, and I'll try to answer to the questions. So we have one question. Thanks for the questions, Malhadi Madan. We have, can we do integration of VSM, value stream mapping? We didn't have any blocking point of any integration that we had so far. So I would confirm that yes, that would be possible. We just need to understand a bit more technical details, but definitely. Will all the input will captured from machines, line, system, ERP, or does it need to be fed manually, for example, OEE or cost of poor quality? Having a digitalized version definitely would be automatic input. You don't have to do anything as long as you have our system integrated with your ERP. So I hope I answered your question as well. In terms of cost, it really much depends on which are the challenges that you face currently and what are the needs of the organization, Richard. So we can go into a more detailed demo, definitely, and we would be able to provide you a cost, because we'd like to provide the solution based on each customer needs. It's not like because it is modular, you're not going to get I don't know, something that you don't need just for the sake of having it. And that's why our software solution it's different than the other software solutions. So I hope I answered your question, Richard and Madan. Any other question? We have another 1 minute, so I can answer to a few other questions. At the end, just probably a thought, let's say, part of our part of our journey. It's always with us, our CTO and founder, Chad Kaimal, and he's also today with us because he's hands-on when it comes to any kind of project or any activity that we do in our organization. Can we get a copy of the PowerPoint? I will have that discussed with my colleagues, and then most probably you will be able to have a copy of the PowerPoint. So. All right, we are just about on the edge of wrapping and closing. I'd like to take the few seconds that we have left to really thank to all of you that been part of our webinar today, and we really appreciate that you took your time to be with us today through the webinar. I'm looking forward to work closely with all of you, and I wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and I hope we're going to get in touch soon. Can we have a copy of this recording? Thank you, Andre Somalio. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for all of the questions. Really good questions. Appreciate them. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye for now.